Uh, two, I had planned to play video games all day long, and I ended up doing TNT shit.
That's what happens when you play D&D. All right, we can get started. Remember the tunnels of death. Okay.
Tunnels of death.
As you entered into this domain, which, I suppose it would be considered Zoldan Cerulean's house? Home?
Hey, Lamau.
Crypt? Probably crypt. You decided to... Layers actually also appropriate.
Do they get layer actions?
Unfortunately...
Fuck around and find out.
I mean, technically, Morthos already has been, so...
Yeah. I mean, technically they do, which is the sentence I was...
Q's just gonna walk up and pat Zold on the shoulder and cast banishment. Bye!
Okay.
You banish me to the same place?
Yeah, exactly.
Entering into this domain, you've discovered a few things. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's an entire list, but I'll speed things along. Cerulean has been in one point or another part of the criminal organization, and technically so has Quincy, but on the good side of things, well, better side of things. They still really don't like non-humanoid entities, mainly no one that looks human. Elves, some fey creatures, humans, Aasimar, all of those are usually fine, don't get me wrong. But those that don't look quite the same, tieflings, merfolk, whatever Zen is, drow, halflings, tieflings, etc., they generally aren't looked great at. Seeing this, for some reason, one of the organizations that's connected with her had decided to go and capture Zen for one reason or another. You're not exactly sure what, but it might have to do with her actual main family. Which is a file in the case of gnomes.
Yeah, let's go gnome hunting. Let's go. I got this.
That being said, you had decided to figure things out as well as settle some old, for some of you, family issues. Entering in this, you all spread out inside of town, acquired a few new skills, decided to buy a few things, decided to, I wouldn't say steal, but take power that didn't necessarily belong to you. In doing so, you found a herbalist and you discovered a few things, but mostly you just messed with him.
Mm-hmm.
He was a little concerned that he contracted some type of virus and then immediately bolted into town to try to cure himself. Or other, you never actually discerned what he was going to do. I digress, however. You met back here after, well, Zold and Cerulean had some fun. Zen had decided to shop a little bit. Ray went shopping. Q made some deals. And Morthos entered a tunnel and... well, we'll find out what he actually found if he ever decides to speak about it. Or not, it's entirely up to him. Oh, and when he met back up with the entire team, your little friend is not exactly so little anymore. It's the middle of the morning after a long rest, I believe. So anyone that is down a few HP, Zold and Ray, you can go ahead and heal. Cerulean then states, after you made a few plans, all right, based on the information that we have, Ray Shauna could be able to enter us in from the main corridors of the capital, or entering into her school. However, entering into her school will likely get them involved. It's entirely up to you if you want to, but that'll likely not get our stuff taken away from us. But your school will ultimately be responsible for us. That being said, Quincy could use her own family portal, but she alone would only be able to go through. We could come in from another town and then walk the rest of the way, but that'll take some time. Right now we have about 13 days left from our, let's call it a vacation, but really, when do we ever take one?
Yeah, vacations is for nubs.
Usually when we go over to Zen's house.
That's fair, but that's only usually a day.
Well, if we are planning on leaving later today, I would like to finish up a few things here in town before leaving. Uh, One of those is I want to go back over to Stars if you have some time, Cerulean.
Cerulean would then state, sure, but I suggest whatever we have to finish, we go together, instead of trying to gather everyone else back.
That makes sense. I suppose some of the others might be interested in doing this as well.
Remind me what this is again. Long week at work. I forgot a lot of shit.
Basically, Ray was trying to do a few new skills, but you can go ahead and explain it, Ray, if you want. In game.
Well, I visited Star to see if she could help me increase my capacity for magic, and with Cerulean's help, she was able to perform a ritual that did so, and it hurt, but it worked, and she can do it a couple more times, so I was going to go over there and have her do it again before we head out.
It hurt, but it worked. That wouldn't be a bad idea for me either. Have a
Honestly,
few...
for any of us.
Yeah, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's go.
It's a small price to pay for the potential increase in power.
Yeah.
Quick question, outside of character. Who all spent the night here? All of us, or...
Whoever wanted, but I believe Sold and Cerulean did. Zen kind of did. She did a few things in the laboratory, and then left sometime later that night.
I would have went with Zen to her place.
Yeah, that's fair.
Same here.
Oh, so fair.
Well, then only Ceruleans will get this.
Oh, the temporary hit point?
Yeah.
And you can
I
give it Zold.
forgot you got...
Oh, shit.
So 9 temp for Cerulean and Zold.
Hey. Good shit.
And I get 19.
Does anyone think we'll be coming back to this place before we leave?
Zen then states, probably not. Cerulean then states, if we need to, we can teleport here so no one sees us outside. That'd probably be a good bet, but we can easily just come here and then teleport out to the game, just saying you guys get here and then teleport, so you don't need to actually come here. But she then continues, or we can find a spot in the woods and then do the same.
I was
Okay,
Just,
good.
just to be clear, we're level 11, yeah?
10.
10, okay, sorry. All my sheets are different.
Or we could go into the organization and teleport from there.
I suppose that's true.
Oh, organization, right. I have papers. I have knowledge.
Knowledge is always good.
Alright.
So,
Do you want to give him a verbatim of what Phil has stated, or do you want me to give it in your stead?
I'll let you, because I am actually struggling to remember. I'm dealing with slight food coma issues.
No
It was
problem.
a long week.
Okay, here's the gist of things. Basically, it's the recap of what I just did. People that don't look enough like humans are basically not well treated, but outside of social gatherings, they will tolerate you. However, they do have a right to just not at all acknowledge you, or you're not able to shop there. Morthos himself personally does have a tag, or ID identifying himself as an organizational representative, not of your organization, but it's a false ID so he can actually shop and do things in town without having to have a third-party mediator to do things for him. But they still won't like it.
Your kingdom sounds a lot like my human kingdom in my campaign.
Yeah. That aside, however, you do figure out that not a lot of magic is sold or anything else there. The main proprietors of magic are the royals as well as the school that is founded there. So the regular folk don't generally have magic, nothing of the sort, except for here and there guards, which is why Cerulean stated at hand, if we get lucky, they won't have a guard posted there to look for magical items. He then stated on that your items or anything of value would be confiscated to make sure that they weren't lost while you're in town, aka making sure that you don't have enough influence in town to do anything. There are things you can do.
Take my shit.
Yeah, there are things you can do to move around this, but the main things you would need to do is invoke the name of a family that belongs here. Be from here beforehand and have the papers to do so. Q, Ray, you two should be fine. Knowing Ray, she has her own folder, so she can just walk easily enough.
Yeah, if they start to cause shit, I'm just gonna say that the Bishop family will be contacting them.
A few other things mainly is that there is organized crime there. There's like not ever gonna not be. However, things have been calm for a while. There are a few things of note that Morthos had made mention that is there anything here we should... Hey, new image. Sorry. Got distracted. I get distracted easily. Anyways, looking at this, Morthos asked, hey, is there anything going on there? And made mention of this. Phil then stated, there are a few magical things that are going on there that seem to be negating magic or some sort of thing. Never been tested, but I probably do have it. Okay,
I have it.
I clearly have it since I just got distracted by it.
Ooh, shiny.
Okay.
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Basically, there's some magical stuff that's going on there to negate magic. So watch out for that, is what Phil stated. That being said, who knows how bad that has gotten, but Morthos will be making contact with an individual by the gate entrance. Not the bridge. Oh, there's also a bridge leading there if you decide to take it. It's by a waterfall that goes a steep 90-degree cliff down. So it's kind of hard to not take the bridge. I digress. There isn't, I wouldn't call them enemy agent, but an enemy in disguise that has already been planted there by your organization. It's possible, if not feasible, you might already know them, but it's a long shot. He never give you a name, just stating that they will meet you at the gate. The portal gate specifically, which is, if you decide to take it, where Ray will take you.
Also, I did mention to Phil to have the agent wait till the situation with any guards is dealt with before they approach us.
Can you give specifics?
Pretty much like when we first get there, the guards are going to annoy us and to just stay back out of that situation.
Okay.
So we can handle that.
That should be easily enough done. Okay, rewording some of thy notes. Okay. Beyond that, however, he can't give you any more information as it does not pertain to your vacation. If this was a mission, he could give you more, but it's not a mission. This is your
vacation. Some of us are going to see some family. You deal with that shit. Take down some
Morthos
bad
explains
guys.
all this while you go to stars. Let's see here. Guard training ground, Cerulean's home, Zen's house, church corridors.
Actually, the reason I was asking if we would be leaving, well, coming back here, is I wanted to ask about the tunnels before leaving.
Oh, you can definitely ask. That's not an issue. But sure, we'll just say you go back there before you leave, and I'll take you there. Okay. You manage to get there without an issue, and Morthos stops talking around people that should not know this information. But eventually everything gets told. You knock, open. It's hard to say, but the actual open sign is flipped open, thankfully enough for one of you.
This time.
Yeah, this time. Opening the door or knocking, it's entirely up to you. It is a merchant shop, so you don't actually need to knock.
I'm just gonna walk in.
That's fair. Star then looks towards you. Thought it was gonna be Ray. Welcome, miss. How can I help you today?
It's all of us. We're coming in.
Oh. Well, this is the first.
Busiest the shop's ever been?
I would not say no. But I would not say yes. But yes. Basically, you only get 1-2 customers a month, except for this month. For some reason, your group has decided to be friendly. But that's neither here or there. How can I help you, miss and misters?
You know, as much time as we spend here, you should remember our name.
If you want to make this a social visit, I can actually use your names if you want. But if it's not, gonna have to use Miss or Mister, unless you pay me to use your name.
Alright, I'm going to give her 10 gold to whenever any of us, even if it's business related, to use our real names instead of Mrs. and Mr. because that's annoying.
Okay. Zoldan Cerulean, you can clearly tell this is deadpanned joke. Everyone else can probably not tell.
I know it's a joke, but she's doing it. She's doing it.
It totally works for your character. That's perfectly fine. Just Star is not the greatest person.
Star is the greatest.
I mean, she's a good character, but in game, she's not the greatest person. You give her the 10 gold, and she goes, well, that ruins it. Welcome, Miss Q. How can I help you today? Oh, and
I said drop the myth. The myth part. No, just Q.
Alright.
Rayshiana told us that you... the thing you did to Rayshiana yesterday. Everyone's gonna come by. The plan is that we all do it.
Well, I'm gonna have to need Cerulean's help again. Yeah, that seems fine, I suppose. She comes over here. And I can only do it to one person 3 max times. And if you decide to do this, it will likely harm you a lot.
The ends justify the means, Star.
Zold has, yes, definitely been through worse.
Zold's blown himself up a few times. We're good.
Just fucking jump down my throat, why don't you?
Hey.
You're the one that jumps down throats.
Yeah, exactly.
One time.
Remember the Kraken? You jumped down its throat and blew
One
it up.
time, and everyone acts like it's my gimmick.
I mean, it's not the first time you've blown yourself up. It's just the first time you jumped into its mouth.
10 minutes later, after explaining what exactly you're dogging out, because Star has no idea, she then states, seems like you're adequately appropriately well off. Alright, Ray, do you remember how much I made you pay last time?
Out of character, I do not.
Out of character, in character, Star's basically asking you to name your price.
No, she isn't. She pushes drugs. She's the drug dealer of this city.
She did act like for context clues. However, she did give you it for like I think 300 gold.
I'll go first.
All right. Let's see here. She looks you up and down and looks towards Cerulean. Huh. This one seems to be different.
Nah.
Oh, calm down. Q. You can clearly tell she was about to say miss. It's just odd the way you're new now. It's the way I'm explaining it. I'm going to explain it. But that's neither here or there. It just means I have to rework a few things. That's not an issue. Alright, are you ready? Alright.
Sorry. I didn't mean to yawn.
It's all good. Go ahead and make a con save. But Ray, yes, you did. You made... No, not from her. You made a deal with Ironworks. Here, you just paid.
Well, it couldn't have been 300 gold then, because I don't have that much.
No, it was only 100 if I remember correctly.
Right. I think... Huh. In my notes, I have 300. It's a good thing I
That was
recorded
the
it.
stuff. I think that was the remaining amount of that he had to pay for Ironworks or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh, okay. Probably should have actually viewed the recording then. Either way, then 100, that's perfectly fine. Honestly, Star doesn't... You can tell she doesn't care, which is why she asked Ray. I digress. Let's see, 19. You begin to feel a sensation of burning as she grabs your hand and Cerulean then grabs onto her. You then see a strange miasmas forming around them. Then, after a while, she releases your hand and binds her... the way you can see it, and the way Morthos sees it, it's they're binding magic together. And Morthos, you can clearly see something a little bit more. You see that Cerulean somehow bending with the magic, almost playing it like a harp. Star's just basically crudely lumping magic together. And then shoving it towards Q. They bend and weave and merge it into you. Q, you now have one new spell slot of 3rd level or lower, and one new spell of 3rd level or lower. And you only take 25 HP down.
Permanently or just damage?
Nah, it's just damage. This is
Alright.
basically them forcing magic into you.
He's just forcing it down there. Just take it. Just take it. Yep. Ah, there you go.
Yeah, Star's basically forging the magic into you, and Cerulean's making sure you don't die. Which is what Morthos saw. The rest of you just saw basically smoky magic around them.
Down to 63 hit points.
Star then states, "Great, that makes sense. Ray and I survived this as well. Again,
Quick question. The spell has to be from my spell list, my pool of list.
Pools of lists depending on what you are.
The mechanic. I mean, I'm asking out of character. Mechanical
Yeah,
wise.
because Q is a cleric, so they
slash
already
warlock.
have... Oh, okay.
However, if you aren't able to actually acquire a spell of 3rd level or lower, the max you can get off of this is the lowest you can get.
I can acquire up to 5th level spells.
Yeah, that's fine.
since I'm not level, I think I'm gonna get a warlock 1st level spell.
Up to you. But yeah, Star basically states, like I mentioned to Ray, you'll have to take a long rest before you can try this again. Morthos, yes. Unless you want to take a 3rd level. But if you can't, you can't.
Yeah, I can't. I'm a warlock through and through.
Yeah.
All my spell slots are at
you
the
could
same
take-
level.
I mean, you could take the spells from those levels. You just would get an extra.
Yeah, I just meant for my spell slot.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
would it only be at 5th level.
But Would that
So they
mean we
can't
get
go
an extra
low.
slot? Still, then?
Huh?
I'm confused, sorry.
I'll make this simpler. Star is able to make sure you get a new spell slot and a new spell. So you can cast an additional spell and have a new spell. However, if you physically cannot equip this, like, say for Mortho's case, the lowest he can get is a 5th. Then she is able to do it at a 5th. It just means he'll likely get hurt more.
Ah.
Well, good thing most of us here can bring him back
Yeah, that's for sure.
again.
All of us can bring him back.
But
be
while
honest,
she's
it's-
explaining this, Cerulean just moves you to the side. All right, anyone else?
Yes, I'll go again.
Don't know if.
To speed these things along, Ray, roll con. Morthos, you see the exact same thing. Everyone else sees miasma. But let's see if Ray does good.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay, let me
No.
roll for something. 2. As you begin to feel magic sensation around your body, Ray, you begin to feel a lot of pain. It hurts. It definitely hurts. You don't gain a new spell slot, but you do gain a spell of level 1 or lower. That being said, you do get hit for 20 times 2, so that is 40 points of damage, which isn't going to kill you, but it is going to bring you down to half health.
Not quite.
It's going to bring you almost down to half health. If you want to get
He's
some
got a
magical.
lot of health.
I mean, not anymore.
I mean, like, maximum health. What's your maximum health?
82.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Ray has more health than I do.
Yeah. You didn't get a new spell slot, but you did get a new spell, which is better than nothing. Once again, Cerulean moves Q and then moves Ray.
I might as well try it.
All right, go ahead and roll con.
Oh,
Oh, not bad. Let's see here. But it'll be more difficult, so 1d8. 2. As you begin to burn the sensation into you, Morthos, you feel magic imbuing into you and a spell. You are able to cast one level 3 spell or lower and gain a new spell slot of your lowest spell capability, which is a level 5, unfortunately for you. Unfortunately, though, even though you did so well, they have to pump in a lot of magic into you to make sure that this stabilizes. So you get hit for 20 points of damage times 2, because for some reason I keep rolling 2s. So it's 40 points of damage.
40?
40. However, you're fine, and you can probably heal.
So
Well-
it's only 21 points of damage.
Hmm?
Because 19 temporary hit points.
Oh, nice. Cerulean then moves you, basically drags your body to have Zen heal you.
So what levels was the spell that I can get?
Level 3 or lower, and
Okay,
a new
and
level
the
5
slot's
slot.
5.
Star then states, so anyone else? That blob over there want one? Points towards Zold, but Zold, do you think it's not pointing towards you?
Could I? What happens if someone doesn't take that long rest?
Well, potentially, take for example your friend Ray and Amorthos that just did this. It presents a more dangerous scenario. Your body isn't exactly stable, so you'll likely be taking a lot more potential damage. That being said, you have friends here that can probably help you, but depending on how rapidly you want to do this, you could also be at the point where you're comatose and nearly dead, aka you'd be down and at 2 death saves. And immediately we'll have to roll a death save. But depends on how many you want to try in one go.
I'd like to go again at some point.
Do all 3.
YOLO.
Yeah.
So how long does each of these turns take? Could I take a short rest while everyone else is taking their turns?
If you're going in order, which is basically what you're doing, Ray, you could have taken a short rest at this point in time. It takes
I'm gonna do that too.
10 minutes each. But Dole doesn't get this luxury. I guess.
I'm back at max health.
Now, okay, I have to roll something before Zolda needs to make 3 con saves. So, oh, that's a different one. 7 and 1. Okay, Zold, make 3 consecutive con saves.
Alrighty.
Guidance.
Okay. My first con save will have a D4 added.
Shit, I should have blessed him.
Oh wait, that
D4.
works perfectly well. You're not dead, and you only sustain 10 points of damage.
Alright. So, 81. Then con save.
Natural 20. Nice, nice.
All right. Huh. Well, thankfully it's a natural 20. So, the burning sensation and the flow of energy does burn into you. However, you are dazed. At this moment in time, you do not sustain any damage. That's perfectly fine. It's fair. You rolled a natural 20. But on your next save, you do have disadvantage.
Alright. I will use a luck point and cancel out the disadvantage.
Oh, you bastard. Good play. Good play. Very good.
Fucking genius. And con save.
Oh.
Okay, what was the last?
I'm going to use a luck point and re-roll it.
Yeah.
Dab!
Nice. Let's see here. I rolled a 1 for that one.
For the record, it was 22, 23, 24.
It begins to flow into you, the last one. It burns in, and then you feel a strange sensation around you, forming and overlapping. You feel that this is a lot of energy going in there way too fast. And then you quickly decide to tempt fate once again. You withdraw within yourself, allowing the energy to flow in. And Morthos, you feel a strange burning sensation. No, you smell something, actually. This is carving in a magical emblem into the side of Zold. Basically, he's getting another tattoo. Not something... It's interesting. I'll explain it later on, but it's entirely up to what Zold decides to do with it. Zold, you now have access to 3 new level 3 or lower spells and 3 new level 3 or lower spell slots. If you want to take a level 1 spell slot, it's entirely up to you.
I'll pass and just take 3 extra 3rd level spell slots.
That is fair.
I'm gonna go. I'll go again now. But before I do that, I'm gonna cast Death Ward.
Okay.
On myself.
Cerulean basically slaps Zold on the head and then comes over here.
I'm gonna cast 4th level spell Death Ward on myself, and then cast Bless on myself.
Perfectly fair.
And then I'll go for the last 2 pulls.
Oh, the last 2. I thought you were doing it once.
No, I'm gonna do both the last 2.
Okay, same rules apply. Just let me roll 2d8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so con, so that's a 13 plus a d4, 15
Mm.
for the first one. Second one's 12 plus a d4, 4, 16.
Okay, so it's 15 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you take your short rest?
Yes,
Okay.
I healed.
Q, you decide to go up there, and Cerulean kind of cares for you, mainly because Zen cares for you. Star give you the exact same warning. Okay. Immediately you feel a burning sensation into you and drawing towards you. You did take a short rest. That's perfectly fine and natural. But that doesn't mean you're still not going to face consequences.
Oh, no, I understand.
Magic flows into you, and it's enough that you do gain and sustain and stabilize a level 3 spell slot and a level 3 spell or lower. To both. Entirely up to you if you want to take a lower spell. However, let's see here. 6. You feel a strange sensation emanating from your body, and you feel a burning sensation. Morthos, Zold. Oh, it's going to have to be Cerulean and Star, too. Go ahead and make a dex save, but Q, you sustain 35 points of health damage. It's not permanent, but it still hurts. And in that burning sensation on your body, flames jettison out and then also hit Zold and Morthos for 35 points of damage. I'm going to roll one for Star, one for Cerulean. And Cerulean and Star also take 35 points of damage. Morthos and his fire resistance.
Oh wait, fuck! I'm fire resistant too now.
And you have temporary hit points.
I'm minus
you
one
already
already.
Huh. Well, I could have cheated and say it's ice now, but I'm not going to. Because you still need to take the damage from the last one.
Well, I'm elemental resistant. Remember from the cloak.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Well, you need to choose an element. You don't get
Oh,
each element.
do I? Okay, it's not act. Okay,
If you decide to do fire, it's fire.
okay. I'm gonna keep it on fire because C4 for right now.
But to backtrack, you choose an element, and each time you get attacked with it, it absorbs it in.
Okay.
However,
currently assuming fire.
It's fair enough to say if you want it autopiloted, the first element damage you take, it can take that in, and it stay locked until you decide to let it unlock. It's easy enough. Decide later. Up to you. Q. Second time, you only hurt your friends a little, so try it a third time is what you think. And you decide to roll lower. No, you actually got 1 point higher, which is ironic. You then meld with magic once again, and you sustain and stabilize a level 3 spell slot and a level 3 spell. Or lower. Decide if you decide to take lower. However, let's see, 4. Okay. Let's see here. 1d4. Don't worry about it. 4.
Fuck.
No, you don't technically have to worry about it. Well, you don't. Some other people might. Zold and Morthos, go ahead and roll for me a dexterity saving throw. Morthos, subtract your dex bonus.
Hmm?
So
Morthos,
just roll a d20.
roll a d20.
Oh, well, so 19.
19, that's fair enough. As the magical embodiment begins to soak into you, you feel a sensation behind you as spikes of ice begin to form behind you and jettison straight towards Zold and little people over there.
Oh, you fuck! I know what you're doing.
Zold, Luckily enough, you rolled well. You've rolled incredibly well. So you need to take half points, 5d8 points of ice damage. Rounded down, that is a simple 9 points of damage. No, that's rounded up. No, that's rounded
10.
down. Yeah.
I'm gonna take 10. It's okay.
You're gonna take 10. Even numbers. This little guy, unfortunately, takes 10 as well.
So that comes off his hit point full.
Yeah, thankfully enough, his hit point total has increased, but he's now a little smaller.
I know what you're doing. This is Mab's doing.
Directionally, yes. But that's neither here or there. You can ask her later on. But thankfully enough, you are fine. For some reason. Who's to say? But you survived, thankfully enough.
Q knows.
Yeah, Q probably knows. Cerealia then states. And that's all she says. Star then states. Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks
I
towards
look
Ray.
at
Fair enough.
I look at Star. Kind of give her a serious look and hope she remembers what we talked about earlier and nod to her, hoping that it gets across that that's the reason why that stuff happened and I am sorry.
She just shrugs. Says nothing. But she does look towards Ray. Yeah, you're right. Seems like your group can handle a little bit of damage. I suggest you not test it all the time, though.
That's asking a bit too much, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean,
At
I'm
least
just a
from me.
magical consultant, so what do I know?
FYI, I have Death Ward activated for the next 8 hours, so.
You just say that to start. Alright. You probably might need it if you decide to go off an adventure somewhere.
We're going to the capital. Definitely gonna need it.
She nods. In the meantime, though, those that decide to heal people decide to heal people. Those that don't. Zold, you sustain 2d8 points of health damage. You get 4 plus 5. You get 9.
So Q, you get 29 points back.
Okay, quick question. The third one, how much damage did I take from that?
The third one, you took nothing. Mainly
Oh,
because of
okay.
elemental situation.
Got it. And you said 29, Derek?
Yep.
Hmm.
I already used my new spell slot.
I will tell you, though, Q, you're not immune or resistant to ice. It's just, well, I'll let her explain if you decide to speak with her.
Oh, I plan on speaking to her.
Cerulean then states, all right. Zen, do you want... No, I don't. Fair enough.
It's not that bad.
You want to try it, sir?
I don't think I technically can. Star then states she can't, unfortunately. Unless one of you can do the exact same thing that she and I can. No one raises a hand.
I mean, nothing
I could give it
nothing-
on a shot.
I don't think any of us has the ability to manipulate magic like Cerulean does.
No, perhaps not.
I mean, yeah, no.
Cerulean does state, I could probably teach Ray, but probably take a couple of weeks, maybe months. The rest of you are not as adept with magic.
Quick question, mechanic. I forgot. My warlock spells, they have to be used with warlock slots, correct?
If they say so.
If they say so, yeah.
Okay, so that means if I do get a warlock spell, I can use any of my other spell slots, correct? If it doesn't say it has to be used by warlock.
Mm.
So that means I can choose a higher level warlock spell? Even though I only have first level warlock slots?
Yeah, technically.
Cool.
Cerulean does, however, state. So, anywhere else we need to go and die in the shop?
Well, I'd like to go one more time.
I'm gonna okay, so let's see, that's one there. I'm gonna tap Ray and give you Death Ward, and then also give you Bless.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Zen's just next to you with a health potion, making sure if you go down, she shoves it in your mouth to make sure you don't die. You imagine?
I think I'm gonna take Vampiric Touch.
Interesting. Ray, con save. I believe this is your third time. No, this is... No, yeah, this is your third time, but second time today. It's pretty good.
24.
1. Oh, I never got to display 1 because Zold cheated. I mean, played well.
Concern.
Yeah.
Nah. Ray, you begin to merge magic into yourself, and it begins to stabilize. Luckily enough, you do gain the advantage, the bonus, the boost of magic and then magic slot. However, you begin to feel a burning sensation in your body. Once again, you then feel a sensation wrapping around you. And then Q and Zold, because you two specifically... Oh, Morthos also has his eyesight. You three specifically then feel a burning sensation, or rather see something burning in her eyes. Morthos specifically. You see what appears to be a strange entity wrapping around straight towards her iris. Zold and Q, you can see something wrapping around there. But I'm just going to explain it in Morthos' viewpoint. Wrapping around her iris and then begins to crack, similar to the way an icicle begins to crack and form. However, this is not ice. It's more magic akin. It then begins to peer in and almost break her iris for a split second. And this has nothing to do with me getting hit with a wire. This is just ironic.
Topical.
Topical. Thank you. It then begins to re-knit itself as the cracks begin to reforge. But Morthos, you can still see that the magical embodiment stabilizes there. Ray, if you did not have it, you now have dark vision. Did you have it?
Yep.
Cool. You now then have superior dark vision, which just means you can see at 120 feet. If you did not have superior dark vision, it would then go to the next 1. Did you have superior dark vision?
Nope.
Okay.
Just had regular dark vision.
Then unfortunately for you, all you get is an enhancement boost on your already dark vision sight. It's still great, but if you already had it, a mutation would have occurred, is what Morthos saw, even though a mutation already occurred. It just would have been different.
So I wonder what would happen with my character.
Who's to
Armor
say?
of Agathis or Hunger of Adar?
Up to you. Ray, you only, however, take 20 points of health. Luckily enough, you healed yourself. You rolled high. And you got a little bit of a boost thanks to your companions.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Hunger of Hadar.
And do I get another spell slot or spell?
Yes, I explained that beforehand. Sorry.
First through third level?
First to 3 and slot of 1 or 3 or 2.
Okay.
All right. Star looks towards your group and simply states, and that's all she says.
How much does all of this cost?
Each time 100 gold. Looks towards Ray for confirmation. I'm just going to say Ray nods unless you want to bargain her down.
Yeah, she'll nod.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So Zol 300, Ray 200, Q 300. No, wait, you did it twice, right?
No, I did all three, so.
300, Zen nothing, Cerulean nothing, and Morthos 100.
So I will come forward. Pardon me. And pull out 900 gold and give it to Star to pay for everyone.
Yeah, I got that. It will start saying, I don't really get this much money in a month, week, 3 days, a day. Yeah, that's fair enough. So I don't really have a place to store it. She just opens the cupboard and just lets the coins drop inside. Opens another cupboard and lets the coins drop inside. Opens her purse and lets the last 10 coins drop inside. Might actually have to get a bank if you guys keep showing up every other day. As if she isn't running a business.
At any rate, thank you. What does my tattoo look like?
Do you look at it?
Yeah.
It's in the shape of
Where
sorry.
is it?
It's on his you can choose which side, but it's on the side of your stomach.
Go left.
Real quick, the thing I just posted to Dogba. I gotta change the save DC. It's actually 17, but the first, the cold damage is if they start their turn, and the acid is when they enter. No, when they end their turn.
Where exactly did you post?
I posted Hunger of Hadar. The cold damage is when they start their turn. The acid is when they end their turn. In the radius.
Okay. Okay. Did you decide which side you wanted on it? Okay, you can decide later. It's probably fine. Okay, you can tell this image seems to be strange. It overlaps around his right or left, and it's entirely up to you. You can interchange them. I probably won't remember, except this is recorded, so it'll have a recording. You see a strange owl talon shaped around his side. You then also see a snake overlapping that area and pointed its fangs straight towards the other end. You then see what appears to be a strange feathered look to it. Whatever this image or marking indicates, it is different.
Any ideas, anyone?
I mean, examine it, I guess.
Alright. Go ahead and roll Arcana, medicine, whatever you can really think of.
I'm gonna use the medicine.
Alright. Ray, you believe that Zold's probably cursed. He probably has some sort of curse mark. Maybe a cursed emblem, magical dark energy property. Or maybe it's just a burning sensation from not actually able to stabilizing magic into his body. Q, you can tell that this is almost a burn sensation into him with a added magical incantation wrapped around him. Morthos, you also feel the exact same sensation, but a little bit better. Zold, you can tell that there's a magical property in your tattoo. You're not exactly sure what it is. But with enough knowledge, and all of you, except for Ray, ironically, not rolling well, but everyone else did, you come to the conclusion that Zold now has some sort of proficiency with animals, some type of handling with them, and getting a better grip on them.
Am I marking proficiency in animal handling?
Something like that, yes.
Okay.
Can I just say I think that's the first time I've gotten to use my medicine expertise.
Oh yeah.
Proud of you.
Yeah. Zoe, did you already have animal handling?
I did not.
Okay, cool. Specifically, this is the mark of the handling. Mark of the handler, sorry.
All right. Yeah. That was interesting. I'll be back. I'll meet you guys at the base when we're ready to leave in a few minutes.
I also have something to pick up at the ironworks. So if we could go over there sometime.
Sure. I mean,
Q walks off back into the forest.
Q walks off back into the forest. Did I archive that? No, I didn't. You go to see if that strange herbalist is still able to harass. Unfortunately, he didn't come back today, or maybe he went out somewhere else.
And is the plant there still?
The plant's still
Looking
there.
good?
It's looking better. You can tell that around it, some ice has begun to form. Well, not ice per se. It's like the frost you see whenever you wake up early enough.
Mm-hmm. I take it, what happened in the shop was you're doing?
Like outside of game, you know, you could ask her stuff without being near the plant, but
I know, but this is symbolic to Q.
yeah, that's fair. She then states, "No, really, you could tell."
Alright, look. I know you're this powerful being and all. And yes, it gives you the right to expect a modicum of respect and give you the ability to, or not ability, but the act like a dick. But this is a partnership. Equally, I would appreciate none of the attitude.
Oh, I'm afraid. I'm so afraid you think this is a partnership. Look, sweetheart, I need your body to stay 100% not broken. So, of course, if I can make sure you don't die, I'm not gonna let my investment die now, am I?
Yes, I understand that, but I have my own ways to keep myself from dying. If you can tell what is on me
poor
now.
baby.
I'm getting a little bit fed up with the attitude already.
Oh, don't tell me that. It only encourage me. But I'll tell you what. I won't start talking unless you talk with me. Sound like a good deal? You're not gonna
It's
get
how
a
the
better
thing-
one.
That's already how the deal works.
Oh, you thought that was true. You thought because
mean,
I
it
wasn't saying anything that was true.
Well, I mean, proof is, actions is where the truth is. You've not said anything until I've spoke to you first, so the truth is that was the truth.
Sorry, I just read one more thus put down. She then states, you really don't understand how divided I am. You really aren't the only investment I have in your little old big world.
Oh no. I get that. I get you're a powerful being, and just the abilities you've given me already tells me how powerful you are. But and I understand that there's probably others, but that doesn't mean I don't deserve a modicum of respect.
I suppose you have earned that, so I'll tell you what. Next time you almost die, I won't lift a finger. After all, you are deserving enough of respect that you can let yourself out of your little situations.
The thing is you come when I call. That's the deal. After that, do with me what you will.
So be it. I won't lift a finger unless you say.
You know, I do gotta say this. You're an interesting one. I've never met anybody like you. Or at least talked with. I haven't met you personally, but talked with someone like you. I could see this relationship being interesting.
Oh. Well, I'd say something, but then I'd be acting against you. At least against your own well wishes. So I'll just say
No,
this.
speak freely. You can speak freely as long as I'm speaking to you.
Listen, Han. I ain't exactly going to work well with you. I'll listen to what you have to say. I'll even give you advice. After all, you still have those 3 questions I can answer for you. But a bargain's a bargain. I don't exactly cultivate some sort of bond.
Fun. Yeah, I understand. It's a equivalent exchange. I give you something, you give me something.
Oh no, I give you something, you give me everything. That's usually how it goes with me.
It's the concept. I know what I bargained for, but it's the concept, the idea of it.
You seem to understand that enough. So I'll tell you what, this is a free personal advice for you, or at least what's about to go ahead of you if you ever decide to go. After all, you have been burning the daylight. Your family isn't exactly all there. And I do mean physically, not mentally.
Okay, say that again. You kind of like quieting down on my end. Sorry.
Okay. Basically, she states, wherever you're going, because she doesn't know where you're going. That's not actually a secret from her, because she's next to you, basically. That your family isn't exactly all there physically, not talking mentally. And then she continues, in a bit, some of them are even more there than they were beforehand. Now, I could explain a few things, but then you'd be asking a few questions now, wouldn't you?
I'll use one of those 3.
You'll have to define the question, hon.
What exactly do you mean by the statement? Like, you say they're not all there physically, but then there are some there that are there physically that weren't.
Oh, I mean just that, hon. There are more families there, no, sorry. I have to explain this in her own way of thinking. Well, I mean just that, hon. People that you knew were there are no longer there. And people that aren't there, or at least weren't there beforehand, are now there. You can roll insight. It is confusing the way she's explaining it, and that's the point.
Just the first one at 23. Sorry,
Yeah,
I double clicked.
That's fine. Basically, the first initial response is what she's stating is that someone in your family is no longer at the destination site that you're going to. It could be your father, your mother, your younger brothers. Who's to say? Because you would need to ask another question for that. But someone that wasn't there beforehand that you knew of, basically your mother, your brother, father, none of them. Someone else is now there that is a part of your family. It could be a cousin, nephew, cousin. Who's to say? It could also be someone that you consider family, like like an uncle.
Well, appreciate the information. I look forward to your help.
I suppose you would consider that help, now wouldn't you?
I'm not so prideful to admit that yes, I do need help. I'm not like other nobles. I do air quotes. And I don't have the pride that they have. I know when I need to ask for help, which is why I made the offer in the first place.
I suppose you have. And then we're going to Ironworks. Oh, need to change the tone of the music because now you're not having a cat fight in the forest. Beneath the mask. Instrumental version. Don't need the vocals.
I'll be right back real quick. I'm just stepping away, but I can still hear.
Okay. Zold, Ray, Cerulean, Morthos. And... wow, I completely blanked.
Morthos?
Zen, thank you. I'll make it there without an issue. No cat fights in the forest. No interdimensional beings trying to house favors against you. Ironically, with Morthos' case. You get there just fine. Do you go inside? You can go inside.
Yep.
You go inside without an issue. Gustav is actually waiting by the door and then goes, "Oh, you're here. Welcome. Right, I do have the equipment set up for you if you want it. He's just waiting for you to answer.
I was actually here to see if you had finished that bracelet I had asked you about.
Yes, it's what I'm holding in my hands. He did state that he's waiting for you, not waiting for you, waiting for you to have the item if you want it. But he got caught off guard when he was about to open the door. He does look towards you, does take out the package from his purse, and then holds it out in his hands.
Ray'll take it. Thank you.
No, not at all.
Open the package.
There stands a very beautiful and immaculate bracelet. Do you remember what it does? You don't.
It's kind of like a ring of spell storing, right?
Correct. It is similar to a ring of spell storing, but however, it has been enhanced by a little bit of margin. I believe, from what I can remember in my notes, it can now cast up to a level 5 spell or store up to a level 5 spell. So, 5 level 1s, 2 level 2s, and a level 1. 1 level 3 and a level 2, or additional level 1s, a level 4 and then a level 1. You get math.
I totally forgot I needed to come to Ironworks too.
You'll eventually get there. Ray simply states, or at least Gustav, sorry, simply states, right. Please remember to pay whenever you get the chance. Is there anything else your group requires?
Explosives?
That's everything I needed.
Ah, right. Zold, you're here. That makes sense. I don't have any new explosives, but I do have the old ones. I do have 2 of every old charges we had.
Did Zold ever pick up the...
I did.
He did.
Okay, I can't remember if he had picked up his present. All of them.
I did.
Okay.
C4 flashbangs and explosive rounds.
I do have 2 of each of those, and you remember that they cost 25 gold apiece. Correct.
Easy enough, done.
I always forget how much money, even though you're not nobles, you have. You must have incredible jobs.
Let's go with that.
Now, anything for you, Mr. Morthos? Oh, I'm sorry, Morthos. I know one of your group doesn't prefer the title situation.
I was just thinking of something. Do you have any, I guess, magical armor?
For you specifically? Probably.
Of the medium class?
Let's see here. He comes over towards Hilda because she actually has been taking over some of his side jobs. Let me look at Hilda's chart because Gustav actually does not have any magical armor he has been working on. Okay. He then comes back and then basically says, yes, we have 2 sets. Is there anything specific you're looking for? If you are, we would require time to make those or enchant new properties.
Not specific right now. Could you tell me about the 2 sets you have?
Right. Well, the centimeter armor was able to enhance your AC by your dex and your con saves. However, the new ones that we have in our current possession, thanks to a few hunters out there that acquired a few new skins, have been able to enhance those by a +1 to your AC. In addition, one of the sets is able to modify your charisma. And another is able to let you move a little quicker, a little more fast on your feet.
How much are these?
They are unfortunately expensive. I did not make them, and Hilda was actually going to head towards the capital to sell them. But you are here, and if you want, you can purchase them. Each set costs roughly 500 gold now, but once they enter into the capital, they will sell for roughly 1,000 to 2,000 gold apiece.
Alright, so outside of character, what type of armor is this?
Specifically, it is a medium set of armor that is in addition, specifically, it can be any type of medium-sized armor that you have already. However, it doesn't actually have any definition in my notes, like leather armor or scale mail. If you want something to be specific, it can be something specific, but it adds an additional 1d +1 to your AC. So if you normally wear leather armor, it can be a leather armor +1.
Well, I'm wearing an adamantite breastplate right now.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. It can be adamantine +1. The +1 is basically what I have in my notes. And effects.
500?
500 now until it heads to the capital, where she intends to sell it to the noble class that can buy more expensively. Zold, no problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it for 500. The charisma one, what does that do, like, for
context, Gustav then states, you do get, each time you interact with someone new about some sort of business deal, you do get an advantage on your persuasion check or deception, whatever you decide to use upon that. In game mechanic terms, you get advantage on any first deals you try to make.
And the speed one, I'm assuming increases your speed by like 10 feet.
It increases your speed by 10 feet. They specifically are the armor of the Haggler and the armor of the Sprinter.
I have Mansight breastplate. I can't be crit.
Yeah, it can overlap into your armor. That's the entire point.
Oh, I can.
Yes.
Oh, then I'm gonna go with the Sprinter. I'll spend the 500.
All right. Hilda comes over, basically gives you a small package that is able to overlap and meld, not meld, but attach to your already there armor, which gives an additional +1 to your already current armor and the additional 10 feet. Hilda then states, probably a good call. I mean, you guys did save me back there a couple of months ago. Not actually sure why I'm still here. She then explains or exclaims without actually questioning why she's still here. But regardless, if you decide to buy it now, probably better than heading towards the capital. I'll be going there in about a week, so if anyone else wants something, just let me know. And she just goes back. Ray and Q?
Nope, Ray is good to go.
What about
Does
you,
that-
Q?
Armor only work on medium armor or lower?
No. They're basically attachments that go onto armor.
I'd like to buy the speed one also.
She only had
Attached
2
them.
sets of armors prepared currently. If you want a speed set armor, she can make another one, but it won't be done for like another 3 days.
Never mind that.
She does have the armor of the Haggler, though.
No, I'm good.
Nah, fair enough.
I mean, that might help for me, but yeah.
He then states, "All right then. If you need any more help, looks behind him. You're not exactly sure where he's looking towards. Ray, you probably know where he's looking towards. Come by in about 4 hours. I should be free by then."
Oh my.
You can roll insight, but he probably has a date or more. Who's to say?
Alright, I guess we're good to go. Capital.
I did want to take a look at the tunnels beneath Cerulean's place before we left.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. It just depends on if anyone else wants to go somewhere in town.
I'd like to go to the tunnels too.
So glad Cerulean doesn't want to kill you.
I mean, I still never finished getting through Tunnel 5, so I think that's the one I was after last time.
Which one was that? Do you remember?
Oh,
The one with the ninjas.
Yeah.
I wanna find the wisdom tunnel.
Well, you're not exactly sure what these tunnels are, but you
I
come
know,
back.
but
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I know. I was just they seem to have the way you were explaining. They seem to have a theme, so that's why I was just thinking.
Yeah, that's fair. They totally have a thing, but I digress. Heading back towards here, I'm just gonna say everyone's here to make things easier. Ray, you come back and then you remember, oh yeah, something about a tunnel system Cerulean mentioned. Not to go in unless you wanted to.
What you doing there, Ray?
Well, there were the tunnels underneath this place that Cerulean mentioned, and I was interested in taking a look at them. Before I did that, though, I wanted to ask Morthos what he found out about them, since he seemed to be down there poking around or something the other day.
Marthos, I think he's talking to you.
Sorry, I was reading something real quick. And first off, for Ray, your whole comment about Asmodeus coming after Morthos, he would only do that if Morthos actually told people the truth, which he has yet to do, so he's good on that end. I do remember that very clearly. But, well, I ran into spectral beings, something like that. Oh, Zold has to go. That's... kind of.
Gotta go buy canned goods.
Problem.
Anyway, it kind of boosted one of my skills. I've been down a couple other tunnels, and I got thrown around like a rag doll more than once. And of course, I can't remember where I wrote my notes down, so I can see which tunnel was which that I'd been down.
Well, did you want to head back down there and look around a bit more?
Do I remember which tunnels or which?
I can say you don't really remember the numbers, but you remember the tunnel system, so that's fine. Do you help them get down there? Because without good eyesight, they won't be able to get down there.
Oh, right. I'm the only one that can see in magical darkness, aren't I? I guess I'll go back down. And who all's going down?
Me. Sorry.
Ray will.
I hiccuped in
Ray.
the middle of speaking. Q.
You, myself. Anyone else?
Can I get some healing from Peep?
I got it.
Oh, okay.
So I got a question for you, DM.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to try something, but I wanted to see if this mechanically would work. You know the daylight spell, right?
Yeah.
It basically, and it overlaps any magical darkness of 3rd level or lower, it's dispelled. So if I cast it at a higher spell, if I cast daylight at a higher slot, does it go off of the slot I cast it on?
What do you mean? Like, are you trying to use daylight to get rid of the magical darkness?
Uh-huh.
It depends on what level, if a level, it was casted down there.
Okay.
So you can try.
I could cast Detect Magic.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
You can tell that there's a permanent magical darkness spell lapped around the area of where you just detected. It goes down roughly 200 feet, and then it clears off. Warlocks.
Do I know what? Do I know what level?
More or less, it's a level 4 spell.
Okay, so if I cast, do I sense anything from the tunnels?
You sense a lot of magic almost overlapping and bombarding you. If you weren't so far away, you would probably feel some damage. But you're fine, currently.
I can get rid of the magical darkness down there if we wanted.
Well, you know, there is a lot of oddities about down there. I'm trying not to cast any magic because I
Okay.
don't know.
That's all you had to say.
Let's
You're
just say
good.
I've seen something not down there, but here that was not too pretty.
Gotcha. All right. I guess we can go.
And so I guess I will guide both of them down.
All right. You got him back down without an issue. Luckily enough, you know where the ladder is, so you just guide their hands and they don't die. Well, from the ladder. You alright, Star?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You do manage to walk down. Get all the way down to the ground and you're fine. However, you then see 8 tunnel systems around you. Morthos, you were able to pick out the weird party hole, the strange ninja tunnel, and there was a third one, but I forget the third one.
I think it was strength based.
All right, all those
Animals
animals
and
rushing
stuff.
towards you.
Yeah.
So I would point these out to. I almost said Zoltan Cerulean, but you and Ray.
I'll go to one of the undiscovered ones that he has not.
I'll cast
Wow.
detect magic and take a look at the tunnels and see if I can determine anything about them.
You can determine that there's a lot of magical energy rushing straight towards you. While they don't seem to be physically there, magically they are completely similar to a river system rushing towards you. However, thankfully enough, they seem to be inert where you are. Somehow you believe, and because you see the strange magical runic scribes around the tunnel entrance before you enter it, someone has laid down safeguards, enchantment class, to prevent anyone from really getting hurt from this thing. If you cast some sort of detection or investigation, otherwise you'd be feeling the magic rushing your body, similar to how when you got your spell slots, ironically enough.
Alright, I'll go down a random tunnel that has not yet to be explored.
All right, just random one.
Random one.
Okay.
There you go, Rainer. There's your random.
All right.
This is that one that's been gone down before?
Nope.
Okay.
Entering your tunnel system where you decide to leap in, jump in, walk in, entirely up to you. You are able to get to a certain point, and then you see something strange in the horizon. You're not exactly sure what it is, but examining it further on, you do see what appears to be strange. Well, the best way you, or rather I, can explain it is globs of darkness heading towards you begin to morph and form into strange entities and creatures, some type of dragon thing, and then it changes and morphs into some type of minotaur thing, then it changes and forms into some strange giant snake thing, and they are all coming towards you. It keeps metamorphing, changing.
Alright.
Do you continue further?
Yes.
All right, I want you to go ahead and roll me an intelligence save.
Yay, +0. 8.
You get a strange sensation and feeling wrapped around your body. You then feel the pools of strange, ever-changing darkness overlap you, surround you, and then physically force you out of the tunnel. You get flung for a good amount of points. Luckily enough, though, you were told, thanks to Morthos, about this entire situation. Get flung out, roll with the punches, and then land outside of the hole.
Alright. I'm gonna get up, dust myself off, stretch, cast Bless on myself, and head right back in.
Okay, to be specific on Ray's identify or detect magic, she more or less was not able to tell what type of magic it is. Similarly enough, because it is a lot of magic coming and converging to one point. She sensed all classes of magic.
Oh, I'll cast Bless on myself, Ray, and Morthos. So all
Yeah,
three
you've
of us
been
will
doing that, and it's like, it's 3 people.
I know, it's just, it's at the other place it wasn't really needed. But here, yeah, that's fine. All three of us have Bless.
Mhm.
And then I walk back into the same tunnel.
All right, go ahead and roll for me an intelligence save once more, with your blast included.
Oh, nope.
Same thing. However, this time it was more forceful. Whatever these things are, they were prepared for you this time.
Oh, it's a 10. It was a 10.
Nah, 10's a 10.
Yeah.
Okay, well, while Q's getting flung back and forth at this point, rubber banding apparently, I'm gonna go back into the strength tunnel. Try this
Okay.
one more time.
You feel a sensation in... I've already explained this before. You feel creatures emanating towards you, strong, buff things, each with strength far beyond yourself. And, well, let's try this again. Strength save.
Do I need to add the D4?
If you want to.
26.
That's not bad. Let's see here. Level of advancement 26. You begin to move forwards, and then you see this strange buff things heading towards you. However, you're quick, nimble. For some strange reason, your new set of armor helps in this. You're able to dodge these strong creatures. You're able to see how they move, how they mimic around you. You take note of how they develop, how they charge straight towards you with might, with their strength. And then you learn from this. You adapt, you grow, you develop. It's interesting. It's curious. And then they disappear out of nowhere. Ray and Q, you then see Morthos at the entrance of the tunnel once more. However, this time you see what appears to be a secondary mark around his, I think it was your left bicep last time, around your left bicep. If it was right, it's completely fine. This time, however, it seems to be the image of a bull. You now have the, if you didn't have proficiency before, you now have proficiency or expertise, if you already had it, in athletics.
That's what I was after. Because now I have proficiency in it.
Although now it looks more like a tribal tattoo than it did before.
But yeah, fun part, I actually do have a tattoo on my left bicep.
Interesting.
It is not a musical note or a bowl.
Oh.
Is it barbed wire?
No, it's supposed to be a skull with 2 swords. And it's like almost a demonic skull, but my skin didn't take to the ink. And it wasn't infected or anything, it just, my skin didn't hold the ink. And it turned out really bad, and I need to get it covered.
Bomber.
Yeah.
But yes. However, in game, Morthos gets 2 tattoos, but probably not 2 tattoos they want. That's neither here or there, though.
Ray's turn.
Ray.
I'll head down the first tunnel.
All right.
Whichever one would be tunnel 1.
Tunnel 1. Okay. You enter to a strange tunnel system. Let's see. Tunnel 1, tunnel 1, tunnel 1. Got it. You then see something weird in the horizon line. You see emanating glows, a strange feather-like system, a storm perhaps. You get closer, and then you observe wings jettisoning towards you with an angelic body wrapped around them. Other way around, sorry, described it poorly. You then see behind them what appears to be a wave of light emanating, surrounding them as if they are heading towards you with a massive pool of energy. In that pool, you see strange divine beings, or perhaps something similar or akin to it. Maybe celestial. You see unicorns heading in your direction. 3 total. 2 dolphins heading toward you as well. Strange fairy folk flying towards you. Do you advance?
Yeah, they seem friendly.
They seem interesting. I can tell you that much. You advance further, and I want you to go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Nope, he found the wisdom tunnel. Oh! Fucking hell, man.
What was it?
27.
With a natural 20.
Yeah. And plus, it's 26 plus 1 from my bless.
You see these enchanting beings wrap around you, emanating with their light, shining upon you with their light, looking towards you and smiling. They don't get too close, but they do envelop you. After a while, you do see them moving and in motion. You then see them observing you and watching over you. You now have, if you didn't already have it before, insight as proficiency or expertise. And because you also rolled well, perception at expertise or proficiency.
Damn.
Rated real good.
Yeah.
Morthos probably
Yeah.
would have gotten something just as good, but no natural 20, I'm afraid.
Okay,
Alright.
I don't roll natural 20s in your games. You should know this by now.
I mean, you got an 18, which is close.
I'm going to go down the 8th tunnel.
Okay. Before that, though, Ray then appears out of nowhere to the rest of you, shining in very bright light before she actually truly appears. Afterwards, left or right, you can totally choose. Around your... They really wouldn't put it around your bicep, but it's a theme now. Left or right, you can totally choose. Of 2 angelic wings spread out. Kind of like a bad life choice if it was somewhere else on the body. Maybe on the back, somewhere pretty low. Thankfully enough, it's not there, though. And Q, you wanted the 8th tunnel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You enter into the tunnel system without too much of an issue. For a while, it is dark. It is moody. You then come to the realization that nothing is coming towards you. No light, no emanating darkness, no strange kung fu movie action scene, no strange creatures or bowls coming towards you, no strange rave partying on around you, dudes. I ruined that joke, but whatever. But nothing happens. And then you reach the more or less end of the tunnel system, as it does go into a broken up tunnel system, as if it collapsed further and deeper inside.
So there's nothing down here?
Maybe not, or at least not the way you're doing it currently.
Mab?
They don't say anything for a while, but you assume if you're going to ask a question, you need to ask the question before they answer.
How do I activate this tunnel?
Oh, now, darling, don't you see? This isn't exactly a tunnel system that you can normally enter inside. Maybe get a better eye on things. Maybe on the other side?
Sure.
You can roll insight to determine what she means, but you can more or less determine what she means.
Yeah, with the 23.
Yeah, with the 23, she doesn't mean die and walk through the tunnel system. That'd be crazy. But more like an ethereal step or some type of blinking. Something to get you not here, but also moving.
Wait. I don't have blink. Or a step like that.
Well, the things you could probably have taken at this point in time would have been Thunderstep, Blink.
Oh, I did have Thunderstep. I did choose Thunderstep as one of my spells.
Dimension Door, Shadow Step, but I think that's a monk thing. And that's all I remember right now.
Yeah, I forgot I took Thunderstep.
Okay. You take a quick glance looking around, enter inside, and everyone else hears a boom coming behind you. Immediately, you see a strange sensation overlapping you in an instant. As you disappear for a quick second, you reappear in the exact same tunnel system. No time has changed, nothing has passed, but you're moving forwards. You then see a strange sensation of sight around you. You don't really feel anything, and you don't really see anything, but you see particulates around you just moving towards you, and it grows denser as you move forwards. Do you end the step at the other side, or do you go back into the bigger tunnel system?
Wait, what?
Do you move forwards, or do you go back?
I continue forward.
You continue forwards, and then you hit that dense amount of particulates in the air. It moves forwards, and it envelops you. I want you to go ahead and roll 1d20.
Can I is it? No, I can't use Bless, can I?
If you've already attached Bless to yourself,
Yeah, I have.
then you're able to use Bless. That's
15.
You feel a strange sensation around your body. It's no rave, it's no strange holy light, but you feel something circulating around you, enveloping you. You're not exactly sure what this is, but you do feel a strange presence here. You don't gain any proficiency or expertise, but you do get something different. You do get a +1 to your initiative.
+1 to initiative.
Mm-hmm. And you do get, you can write it in a skill or wherever you like, but you get something called Sixth Sense.
Alright.
Basically what that means, and it'll be random, I can do it whenever I want. It'll just be up to you. You can, at one point in time, whenever you're in a room, whenever you're talking to someone, whenever you're walking down the street, whenever you decide to go to the bathroom for whatever amount of time you decide to do. I have never had any players go to the bathroom in game, so that'll be interesting. But you can cast Sixth Sense, and you might sense someone nearby. You might feel a presence. You might see a speckled sprite around you that had cast invisibility. Basically, you will get a sensation around you, and it could have something, or there'd be nothing there and be perfectly fine. But you would have a chance to see this, or feel this. The better you roll in 1d20, the more you'll get. And for an instant, Ray and Morthos, you just hear another clap of thunder in the exact same tunnel system, and you see Q before she actually entered inside.
So we haven't been down 7 and 4.
Alright. I'll try one more.
Okay. So you decide to take one of the tunnels that haven't been entered inside?
Yep. And So pretty much odds and evens. Odds 7, evens 4,
Okay.
7.
As you enter inside and look around you and in front of you, you do see a growing foliage separating around the ground in the cobblestone. You then see wild plants, vines aiming towards your direction. You advance further. It seems almost as if you're entering a garden, but you're not quite there.
I will proceed.
As you proceed in, you feel a strange sensation instinctively connecting with the area. As you step on the grass, I want you to go ahead and roll an intelligence saving throw.
Don't forget you have bliss.
$23.
You feel this presence, and then you see it overlapping you, surrounding you, and burning into your flesh. It's not as if it's trying to coerce you, but you yourself are physically entering into the forest, which you're used to, you've been accustomed to. It's almost as if it's your home. And as you enter back inside, you gain proficiency or expertise in nature, and then you feel a strange sensation circling around you. It's comforting. It's definitely something, and it's definitely not nothing. But as it envelops you, you then realize that you're back at the entrance of this tunnel system.
Now we have 4 that hasn't been explored. I mean, I'll explain what I experienced in the 8th tunnel.
Yeah. I mean, I do the same.
Okay. Basically, you
I'll
know,
go down to
you basically know all the tunnel systems now. You don't have to go, I go to 1, 2, 3, 4. I go to this tunnel or that tunnel.
I'll go to 4.
That's the only one we don't know.
You enter the last tunnel system. You enter inside and nothing seems to be off for a split second. And then you feel a sparking sensation. And then a strange image flickers in front of you. Begins to grow and move towards you. You're not exactly sure what it is, but you can tell it is a strange sensation in front, and then behind you, and then around you. You continue to move forwards. The greatest presence is in front of you, but you feel an over-enveloping sensation.
I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna thunderstep right towards the presence, right to the presence.
I want you to immediately roll a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
19. Plus a D4, 20.
Cool. You thunderstep from where you were all the way up to that point in time. You step in, and then you feel the sensation over-enveloping your body in an instant. You come in from the other point in time, and you feel something hitting your body in full force without actually meaning to. Luckily enough, you are able to withstand it, but you are slowly suffocating from it. Whatever this thing is, it is not exactly a flickering image anymore. It is something solid. You continue to go into this strange, I would call it puddle, if puddles were more solid than quicksand. Do you advance?
Yeah.
Instead of digging your way out of this strange quicksand, you decide to, hey, let's go a little bit deeper. You envelop yourself, and then you feel a strange sensation. I want you to go ahead and roll for me a con save once more. Alright, Marthos and Ray, if you remember the save, go ahead and roll for me the save. You then feel a strange sensation over...
It's a 15.
Yeah. The darkness one was an 8. The darkness one was a dead end, basically, from what you can tell.
The darkness one was, I think the one Ray's talking about is
the one
6.
with the globs of darkness that were turning into different creatures.
Yeah, that was Tunnel 8.
That was no. Tunnel 8 was the one where I thunderstepped at the dead end.
Yeah. Tunnel 8 just looked like a normal tunnel system that ended at a broken tunnel. You feel this strange quicksand enveloping you and then consuming you. You then see or less, rather, you then get thrown out of the tunnel system and hit the ground on your back.
Even with a 15?
A 15 is good. It's not great, but it is good.
Oh, hell no. I'm walking back in when it's my turn again.
Okay. Ray, you enter inside the strange glue stuff, whatever you want to call it, really. It kind of resembles, man, I forgot the movie. Doesn't matter. But it comes and wraps and envelops in front of you. You roll an intelligence save, and then you feel a strange, imminent presence around this strange darkness. You then feel something envelop around you. You don't exactly know what this thing is, but as you let it envelop you, you then get a strange sensation. Ray, I want you to go ahead and click on any, I think you can click on any of the boxes. Yes, you can. Click on any of the boxes you choose on a successful saving throw. That saves.
So what am I clicking on?
You know where it says death saves and it says successes and failures?
Yep.
Go ahead and click on one of the boxes that says successes.
Okay.
All right. And then in an instant, you then get back into the front. You're not exactly sure how, but you are back there once more. That being said, Morthos and Q, I'll let you go through one more tunnel system. You too, Ray, if you want. But that's probably what we're going to call it today, because without Zold here, it kind of feels like a cheat to go into a different city.
Right.
Can I try and determine what happened in that tunnel just now?
Sure. Go ahead and roll. This would be nature, actually. It's not bad. It's not great, though.
It's my worst one.
You can tell that this was some form of darkness, not in the sense of no light, but in the presence of no life. However, you stood up to it, you stood against it, and you were able to succeed while it enveloped you. Whatever this did, whatever this was, it was able to... No, not it. You were able to sustain it, and you were able to keep yourself strong. While this itself gave you something, in turn you took something. AKA a successful death save before you actually needed to make one.
I'm gonna go down tunnel 1, the one with the celestial beings.
Okay. As you enter the tunnel system, you then see angels emanating light surrounding you and enveloping you. Do you remember the save?
Wisdom.
Yes, it was. Go ahead and roll wisdom.
Plus a d4. 27.
Not bad. Enveloping around you, you see the light once more. You do feel it. Sorry, I yawned there. Entering into your sight, beyond sight, yes, this was a Thundercat reference, you then feel a sensation spark into you. You see around you and you feel a sensation of, the best way you can put it is how the people around you, how the creatures or whatever these things are around you feel. You gain proficiency or expertise in insight, and then you're back in front of the tunnel system once more.
How do I give myself expertise in something?
So go to your character sheet.
Uh-huh.
You see the gear on the top next to spells?
Yeah.
Click that.
Right?
In the middle column on the bottom, there'll be a list of skills.
Uh-huh.
Click on the one next to insight where it says
okay.
normal. And just check expertise. And you're
I
set.
have a plus 13 in insight.
Things get crazy with expertise.
Indeed.
I rolled an 11 and got a 24.
That being said, remember, the more stuff you get, the more destructive the enemy gets to balance things out. So if you continue to develop, hey, the enemy develops too. But you get more stuff.
Hey, I mean, it just means we get more options to destroy.
Morthos, any tunnels, or are you heading back up and leaving these two stranded?
I thought about it. I'm gonna do one more tunnel and that's it. Of course, like you said. But I'm gonna do the 8th tunnel. And I do have a way to move, and that's Dimension Door.
Okay, Q, did you tell people about this?
Yes.
Cool.
I made sure I told.
Cool. Morthos, you know the situation here and there. So you dimension door from one end to the other, and then you feel the strange sensation of particulates entering into your body, surrounding you and enveloping you. Do you move forwards, or do you dimension door the other way?
I will move forward.
You move forwards, and you feel a strange curvature into your body. I want you to go ahead and make a con save.
Plus,
14. Nope.
You hit the particulate wall, and then you just bounce back outside. You dimension door in front of the tunnel system, and then you get flung back 10 feet, hitting your back.
Say we rest for the night and then go in the morning.
Yeah. Ray, any other tunnel systems, or are you going to decide to rest?
I'm gonna try the one Morthos just tried.
You know the answers, so do you have something?
Yep. I also have Dimension Door, so I'll use that.
Same description. Do you advance forwards or dimension door back?
Gonna keep going.
You keep going, and then you hit that
Forward.
wall once more. Go ahead and roll a con save.
Oh, holy shit, Ray! I swear to God,
Okay.
you and your natural fucking 20s.
So you get the exact same theme Q does, but I'm going to have to look at the chart to give you an extra bonus. Q, do you remember what it was?
You got +1 to initiative
Mm-hmm.
and 6th sense.
6 cents, correct. Let's see. Tunnel system, section 8. Da, 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 da. Huh. As you advance forwards, you feel the same sensation Q had described before. But then you feel something more, something different. You then feel something envelop you? No, that's not right. It's more like you accidentally grabbed onto something while you were on the other side. As you land on the ground, you feel that you're back on the other side before you started entering into the tunnel. However, Q and Morthos, mainly Q, but Morthos, you're not blind. You have at least a past perception of 10. You do see a small little lizard on Ray's right or left shoulder. You can choose. Shoulder.
Like a real lizard or a tattoo?
It seems like a real lizard, but the strange thing about it is it has almost a pearlescent or rainbow-like back to it.
So like there's a lizard sitting on her shoulder.
Yes.
What you got there, Ray?
I'll look around to see what Q was asking me about.
You look around yourself, and you do see that, well, on your right or left shoulder, you can totally choose. There's a lizard on there. It seems to have a strange pearlescent back to it, but it seems to be folded rather than solid.
I'll try touching it.
Okay, you begin to warm up to it, try to touch it, try to surround it. It does nuzzle around your hand. I'm just gonna give it to you because you're a learned person. So is just about everyone else. Ray, you can tell after examining it, it is a fairy dragon. It is real, and it is technically now your familiar. It is the size of a tiny creature. It is a chaotic good alignment, and it is a challenge rating 1, so it can be a red, orange, yellow, depending on what you decide to choose. But you now have a familiar fairy dragon.
Cool.
That being said, it is sentient, so if you decide to go against its nature, it probably won't listen to you. But you can still see through it, still hear through it, cast potential spells through it.
That's really cool, though. Awesome.
I'm just going to make a character sheet. If you want to make a character sheet for it, it's entirely up to you. But after exploring the tunnel system and after wasting a good amount of spells, you take a little quick 8-hour rest, relaxation, and you'll pick this as next time as we end the session for today.
All right.